Hello, I am Chanel Nielsen. Welcome, welcome. If you're new here, I help moms with an online business to organize their day so that they can find balance between their family and their personal goals. And today we're really going to talk about your to-do list because most of us have them, right? We have things that we need to get done. We have this list, and sometimes it can be really a helpful list for us, and sometimes it's actually keeping us from our goals. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I've titled this The Real Reason Why Less is More When It Comes to Your To-Do List. There's a man named Robert Bracht who said, "We are kept from our goal not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal." So I want you to think about that for a second. The problem often is not that there's some big thing in the way of our goal. The problem is that we see an easier path, and we see an easier path to a lesser goal. And so what this looks like in practice in our day-to-day, what it actually looks like is that we have this list. We know all these things need to get done, right? We need to do the laundry, and we need to take care of kids stuff, and we need to take care of all these things around the home. And so maybe you just write down this list of things that you must accomplish today. And then you start going through your list and you start checking things off, and you start working on generally the easiest first. What can I get done? What can I get checked off? How can I feel accomplished? But the problem is, most of these things that we're checking off are leading to lesser goals. They're not actually leading to our big goals and where we want to be. And so the only way to have our to-do list really help us and really help us get toward our goals is first to define what even are our goals. Where are we trying to get to? What is it that you want? And it's really interesting how often when this question comes up, what do you want? That people can't answer it. Maybe they have a general idea, or maybe they deep down know what they want, but they're too scared to say it. But that's really the first question. What do you want? Once you know what you want, are you willing to work to get toward that? Is that your actual goal? And if it is, then what we can do is make your to-do list actually a path to getting you there. And I'm going to kind of break this down and talk about what that looks like today. So first you start with what you want, and you're very clear, and you know, and you're going for whatever that is that you've decided that you want for yourself, whatever that goal is. And then you're going to map out a path to get there. So let's say that you want to write a book in the next 12 months. The most important things that you'll need to do are write the book, and then you're going to have to decide how you're going to get that published and what that route looks like. Now, that can go a lot of different ways. I've published with traditional publishers. I've also written my own books and just use those as ebooks. You can also go the self-publishing route. There are lots of different ways to do that, right? So once you have that clear goal in mind of what you're going to do, then you're going to break that down. So let's say you want to write a book. You're going to figure out, okay, how many words approximately does a book have? That's a pretty good question, right? What do I need to do to get this book published? And you're going to write all these steps out, and then you're going to kind of break down. Let's say your book is going to have 60,000 words. We're going to say that because that will make my math easy. That will mean you need to write 5,000 words a month. And then you're very clear. Okay, I need to write 5,000 words each month so that my book will be done and written by the end of the year. Then it's very clear and easy each month to know exactly what you have to do. Then you're going to break that down even more to your day. Well, every day I need to write this many words. I can't do that math in my head, but however many words that work breaks down to in a day. Or maybe the way you'll break it down is I'm going to write this many words this week, and then the next week I'm going to edit everything that I've written. However, when you know what you want, and when you're working towards a goal, it becomes very clear what you need to do. You don't have a list of 25 things that need to get done to work toward your goals. Remember that quote that I shared at the beginning. We're kept from our goal not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. So I want you to picture a traditional to-do list, and you've got listed on there do the laundry, go run errands, all these things, and also write 500 words on my book. If your list is just this hodgepodge of the important mixed with the unimportant, at least for me, but it's pretty much human nature, we're going to want to do the things we can check off. And the ones that are hard, the ones that feel bigger and a little bit harder, like writing those 500 words on our book, we're probably going to put off. And those are the ones that really matter to getting us towards our goal. So what we want to do is take the things off of our to-do list. Our to-do list should look like, what is going to get me toward my goal today? And those are the things that are on our to-do list. What I have found that happens, because when I talk to people about this, sometimes there's this fear like, oh yeah, well that sounds good. I'll work on my book and I'll make progress on that. But I still need to go grocery shopping and do all the things that we have to do to make life run. But here's what happens. One of my favorite, growing up in church, this was like my favorite object lesson that they would do. And it's where you take a jar and you first fill it with sand, and it fills about halfway, and then you fill it with small rocks and it pretty much is all the way full. And then you put some big rocks, you try to put them in, but they're overflowing and they're falling everywhere and it doesn't work. But if you do that in reverse and you put the big rocks in first and then the small rocks, and then the sand can kind of shift around in the cracks in between, everything fits. I love that object lesson because that is very true for life. You are going to do the things that you have to do, like make dinner, because you have to do them. Your kids will be hungry. Maybe it'll be simpler because you've been working on your book that day, but it will get done. And that's the magic of your to-do list actually being the thing that is pushing you towards your goal, that is creating what you want to create in your life. And so when you map out that process of where you're going, your to-do list becomes the path to get you there. When you do those things day after day after day, it's inevitable that you're actually on the path and you're going to reach those goals in the time that you've set up for yourself. It's magic. And so when you're writing your to-do list, when you're even thinking about your to-do list, less really is more. The things on your to-do list need to be those things that are important. And what makes them important? They're important because they are going to get you what you want. They're leading towards the life that you've decided that you want for yourself. And that's super powerful. That's really amazing. I want to just add a side note here because we are moms and we do have a lot of things that we're juggling. And I know for me, I need to write these things down so that I don't forget them. And so the way that I do this is I have a context-based to-do list that lists out like, okay, if I'm at the computer, I need to register Carter for school. I need to make a doctor's appointment for Kyle. I need to do all these things. If I'm at home, here are some tasks that I need to do. I want to polish the floors, whatever. I have these things when I've got time in these different spaces. And that's organized by week. That is not what I consider my to-do list, but I still write it down. It still has a place to live so that when I have time, I'm not forgetting those things. But my actual to-do list, when I look at what do I need to do today, it's going to be very short. It's going to have 1 to 3 things on it. And those 1 to 3 things are the things that are going to lead me toward my big goals for the year. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that you can really condense your to-do list to make it work for you to help you reach your goals. Maybe the first step for you in all of this is to really ponder, what is it that I want? And then when you've really sat with that and you've decided and you know what you want, are you doing things daily to help you get there? And if not, this is something I can definitely help you with. We can sit down together and figure out, like, what do you want? And then make a plan for how you're going to get there. Because here's the thing, we are not put here to be mediocre, and we're not put here to always feel busy, but like we're not making progress on the things that speak to our heart. You have a reason for being here and you have things that you need to do to help other people in this life. And I would love to help you to work on those and accomplish those and make progress on those every day. So reach out. You can send me a message or click on the link and schedule a call, and we'll see if coaching with me is a good fit for you to help you get exactly where you want to go. Have a great day, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.